So let's talk about these security policies. I'm a big fan of security policies. Security policies are typically documents that people have an understanding of what's expected. These policies should include, one, an outline for administration and management of your network security. It should also document how you plan on protecting the resources of the company. We'll also need to make sure that we cover any type of legal liability, whether the legal liability is from employees or third-party companies. Also, our resources as far as computing resources, making sure that the customer's data is secure as well as the servers that they're on. Unapproved modification of data should be covered in these policies. What do we do, or what's the policy if we have a loss of private and sensitive data? My wife is a HR director for Best Buy, and all the time she gets emails coming from legal talking about specific situations. The last thing Best Buy wants her to do is to go out and, tweet that information. So there's got to be a policy in place that talks about what do we do when that information is released. We need to also make sure that we have a policy in place that talks about the separation of users' access rights. One of the big issues that I see when I'm doing pen tests is that a lot of companies, a lot of IT guys will have just one account that they utilize. And that account is the same account they use for email and their desktop, as well as for administrating a server. Wrong answer. You need to have separate accounts from an IT perspective. We also try not to give users too many rights. So many times I see this happen where some IT guy goes through and says, I need to give Fred access to this folder. I'll just give him full control. And that's too many rights for Fred. So it needs to be explained. And the reason why we come up with each of these, which also includes shielding ourselves from theft, misuse, illegal disclosure, that's the reason for these policies. Think of the policies as rules. I have rules in my family. My kids know what happens if they sneak out after dark, because I never did that. And you guys will all back me on that, right? No, they understand. We call it choices and consequences. Well, these security policies need to explain basically the consequences of the choices people make, or the consequences of an attack being done on us. Not that somebody's going to be in trouble within the company, but those policies need to be in place so that we have some type of action. And typically we'll find that the issue was caused by an employee or an ex-employee.